Hey everyone! Before we get started today, I just want to take a second to go over some safety things. We're going to be talking a lot about ice today and how people used to cut ice in the past. Things are different now. Please be careful. Do not go out on the ice or ponds. It's not very safe and we don't want anything bad to happen to you. So even though we're talking about what people did in the past with ice cutting, please stay off of the ponds, rivers, and streams and ice in your homes. Thank you. Hey everybody! Thank you so much for joining us today on our first of what's going to be a series of crop activity videos. My name is Luke. I'm from Hanford Mills Museum. And today we're going to be talking about ice and ice houses. Before we do, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what Hanford Mills does and who we are. So for those of you who I haven't met before, we are a museum in East Meredith, which is about 10 miles from Oneonta, and we are an old site or a collection of buildings that are very old. Our oldest building, our sawmill, where there's a big saw and other bunch of big machines, is 174 years old. It was built in 1846, so a long time ago. That was even before the Civil War. What we do at the mill is we tell stories. We talk about how people used to live. We talk about the environment. We talk about the community of East Meredith, and we talk about history as a whole too. Talking about from as local as East Meredith all the way up to world history. So what we're going to talk about today is ice. And the thing about ice is it's used to be a lot harder to get. Today we have freezers that can freeze water pretty quickly. But if you go in the past, you didn't have that. The electricity back then, without the electricity, you couldn't freeze it. You had to wait till it got cold enough. If you lived around here, what you would probably do is you'd have to wait until December, January, February to go out and literally harvest ice like it's a crop, like you would potatoes or apples or corn. You would go out on a pond, a lake, a frozen river even, and cut the ice from big blocks and put it in what's called an ice house, which is kind of looks like a big shed, but it's especially designed with something called ventilation, which lets hot air out, and drainage, which lets melted ice, known as water, out of it. And we're actually going to make our own versions of it today and test it to see how well it works versus just leaving ice out in the open. Alrighty, let's get started on making this ice house. What we're going to do is you're going to take out the two pieces of paper that are this color. What I did ahead of time was I cut it out on the thick black lines just to save some time. And you can see we've got three different types right here. You're going to have 5 pieces total. Make sure when you're cutting out, don't cut out these dashed lines because we're going to use them to help guide us a little bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 pieces with the dashed lines and fold the dashed lines up onto the paper. What these are going to be like is they're going to serve as little tabs to help us when we're putting our ice houses together. That's why it's really important not to cut these dashed lines. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open these tabs up a little bit so they're kind of like that. And we're going to put a thin strip of glue, whether you've got a glue stick or a little glue bottle, whatever works for you. I just happen to have a glue stick, so that's what I'm using. And then we're going to do the same thing for this other one here. Oopsies. There we go. Okay. Now what we're going to do is going to have these face up so it says wall, and then with these smaller ones we're going to connect it. And it's going to look a little funky at first. It's not going to be lined up perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to line the bottoms up like this, and then there's going to be a gap like that. And what this does in real life is this serves as ventilation. It lets the hot air get out of the ice house. And that's exactly what we're going to use it for ours as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this nice line of walls like this. then we're going to fold it together. So it might be helpful to, as you're folding, kind of crease it so it stays nice and flat, or nice and, square. We're going to do this, and just kind of pinch together. And there we have the body of our ice house. As you can see, it's got these two vents here. And then we're going to put the roof on like that. And we've got our mini ice house. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the experiment part. So let's transition, and if you've got your ice, now's a good time to get it out. Okay, so for this part, the actual experiment, what we need to do now is take out our 2 cups from our kits and very carefully unfold them, or rather unpackage them so that they're nice and cuppy. And what we're going to do is put 2 ice cubes in, 1 in each. So we've got an ice cube in each. And what we're going to do is, since this is our first activity, we're going to test this. What we're going to do is, unfortunately, where I am right now, it's a little bit cloudy. But where you are, if you've got a big bright light or if it's sunny, this will work great. So what I'd like you folks to do is take 1 cup and put it in your ice house and make sure that the cover's on it. And the other one we're going to leave out. So we're going to leave both of these out so that either the sun or a big bright light is shining directly on them, and leave them out for about 20 minutes to a half hour. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to see if our ice house helps with keeping some of that sun from reaching the ice and helping it not to melt, which I think it will do. So while this experiment's going, it's going to take about a half hour, so we're not going to film the whole thing. But when it's done, we'd love to hear back from you to hear how it turned out. If you want to shoot us a message on Facebook, or if you want to tell your crop coordinators to tell us, however you want to reach out to us, we'd love to hear the results of your experiment. So while these are being experiments, while they're sitting in the sun or under that hot light, we're going to move on to our next activity. For my friends in K1 and 2-3, we're going to be making snowflakes, and for my 4-5 friends, we're going to be doing mini zines. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our mini zine activity, which is like a little booklet. We're making a little 8-page books, and we're going to fill them with facts about ice. So ice is a really, really interesting material because it is not only found here on Earth, but it's also found throughout the solar system, and scientists think throughout really the whole universe. Even places as hot as Mercury, they found ice because ice can form in the craters that don't see much sunlight, so it gets really, really, really cold on Mercury. Another cool fact about ice, and these facts we can all find on our worksheet, is that much of where we live was formed by ice during the last ice age. In fact, almost the entire state of New York, with a small tiny bit out in the western part of the state, as well as Long Island, were covered in ice. So let's go ahead and get started with our zine. What you're going to want to do is take out your piece of paper that has the dash, star, and circle on it. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold our sheet of paper so that the stars line up. And the star, it's a double-sided sheet of paper, so it'll look like that. And then we're going to go ahead and fold the paper. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to open it up and fold it again so that the circles touch. And we're going to go ahead and fold once more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open it like this, so it looks like a, so it's open. And then we're going to fold it so that the circles meet the middle of the paper. Like that. And like that. So it's going to look like a letter M, pretty much like that. Then we're going to fold it like this, so we have the dotted lines open, or dotted lines exposed, so we can see them like that. And using scissors, we're going to go ahead and cut Now, here's the cool part. We're gonna open it, so it looks like a plus mark. And it might be easier to fold these so the creases aren't in the way. And then we have our zines. So this is essentially a small 8-page booklet that gives us a chance to draw in. So what I would recommend is using this to talk about ice facts. So, for example, New York being covered with ice, if you want to draw maybe a map of New York with icicles or something really cold. Other cool facts are Antarctica, for example, is covered in 3 miles of ice, thick of ice. That is about 10 times the size of the Empire State Building. Actually, probably quite a bit more. So if you can imagine 10 to 15 Empire State Buildings stacked on top of each other, that's how deep the ice is in Antarctica. There's a whole bunch of ice facts on your worksheet, so if you want to use those to draw in your zine, that would be great.